Matty, obviously a defeat in the Durham Challenge Cup at Jarrow last night. How do you kind of reflect on things now that you've had, I suppose, the night in the morning to kind of settle and think back on it?
Yeah, obviously myself and Clark, we had a good think about it last night, and really disappointed in the end. After such a strong showing first half, the boys were fantastic in all aspects of the game. You know, defending was a lot better. They moved the ball quickly, got into good areas and created a number of opportunities. Second half, you know, which we as coaches we knew they would come out and have a reaction. You know, after the way we played first half, and we didn't get to grips with it. You know, I said at half time, the dressing room, the next goal's key. You know, and if they get it, we need to regroup and obviously, you know, weather the storm if there is one, and that certainly was the case. And we just didn't get to grips with it. We sort of became a bit disjointed. You know, and the disappointment of you know, them getting back in the game, we couldn't cope with it, I thought, and it hasn't been the first time that's happened this season. You know, and we've got to, as young players, we've got to learn from that quickly, and realise that, you know, you're not always going to have it your way in games, and you know, when you're under the cosh, you need as a group to get together, get your leaders to get the team together, get compact, make it difficult for them, get everyone behind the ball, and you know, like I said, weather the storm for 10 minutes. If you've got to stick it in behind them, you know, to get a breather, then you've got to do it. You know, we just, like I said, we didn't get to grips with it, and it became a bit, in the end, it becomes a bit of a, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but you know, too easy for them, and you know, bitterly disappointed because we showed such quality in the first half.
Is it just something really the lads will kind of learn from experience in the second half of how to manage things more so, let's say, being 2-0 up at the break, but obviously the early goal kind of set the tone for the half in the end?
Yeah, exactly that. You know, like, with all respect to Jarrow, they're a decent side in the Northern League Division 2, and they're experienced at that level. You know, and they knew how to handle the disappointment of the first half and get a positive reaction in the second half. You know, yes, we are inexperienced at that type of level, and that showed. But I think still we could have done a lot better as a team. I just think once we sort of go beyond, or they get level in the game, you know, it's not the end of a game, and we need to be able to cope with that a lot better. Like I said, get together and have a 10-minute spell where you're very, very hard to beat. And as young players, there's only so much myself and Clark can do. You know, and we want as coaches, players to take that responsibility, on themselves in the game, and be able to manage it. You know, because we reiterate these things in training often, that these might happen, and it's a part of their learning and their development, which last night will be a fantastic experience for them, and a learning curve, which you know, if they're serious about their football, they need to go in and review it, and you know, and have a real think about what they could have done better second half, which they possibly did do first half.
And more on the positive side, of course, let's say the first half performance went in 2-0 up at the break, so knocking it around, playing some good stuff, pretty much dominated the first half, limited Jarrow to not a whole lot of chances. So how pleasing was that for you and Clark to see the lads playing like that?
Yeah, it was. We were absolutely over the moon, like I've said, coming at half time, and you know, we couldn't have praised the boys enough. You know, obviously keep saying to them at the same time that the job's only half done. You know, that Jarrow did have a couple of opportunities first half, which we rode our luck a bit, but we said at half time a lot of that came from our own doing, with maybe some sloppy passing or you know, giving the ball away in key areas. But on the whole, the first half was really pleasing, and the good thing is we have got talent in the group, that if they're willing to work hard and take on board and learn, that they've got a chance.
And sort of back to obviously the Tuesday night, because the first team had the FA Trophy tie against Farsley Celtic. You had a few academy players on the bench, obviously Adam Cameron, Ryan Bolton and Nelson were all on the bench. Nelson came on for his debut as well, so how good is that for the other lads in the team to see that, you know, they've got a good chance of getting in the first team if they show themselves well in the academy side?
Yeah, this is what our programme is all about. You know, it's not necessarily building teams that are going to win college leagues or win under-19 leagues. It's about, can we produce good young players and get them in, filter them into our first team like we've done in the past and like we want to continue doing. And it's great for them. It's such a great experience for Ryan. Obviously Adam's been involved with the first team for a number of weeks now, and then Nelson to come on, and it's, you know, for the three of them it's well deserved, and there's more lads that are going to get the opportunity like they have because they've been doing really well. You know, like I said, this is what the programme's about. This is what we want, and it's fantastic that, you know, that the gaffer and Ian's are putting their faith in young players and giving them the opportunity. And I think as long as they can cope with the levels, they won't hesitate to put young lads in and get them involved with the first team on a regular basis.
And just in terms of sort of the academy fixtures, obviously it's been a bit stop-start with the current situation with COVID, obviously postponing the leagues. You haven't had a whole lot of competitive fixtures, but what's kind of the schedule looking like going into the new year at the minute?
Yeah, let's not forget the year we've had. It's been extremely difficult for the lads, and you've got to give them credit for the way that they've came in and kept on working hard. You know, without that sort of carrot at the end of the sort of hard work with the league games, etc. And they've coped really well with that. Having said that, you know, we still work on things on a daily basis that we expect to be, when we do have games, that we expect them to put into practice. You know, hopefully from the turn of the year, with everything that's going on, we'll get some consistency back in the league and have a real run up to it up until the end of May, which is what the lads need. That's what they come for. They want to play competitive games. You know, from the first years up until under-19s, and hopefully that's going to be the case from the new year.